know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future.
You were on my mind before the dawn of time. I saw a life fulfilled. I formed you with my hands and made a perfect plan to do my perfect will. To do my perfect will. I was even there when you were not aware. I watched you grow inside, always close to me. You couldn't even see my arms so open wide, embracing as you cried. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, and called you by my grace. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, and called you by my grace to serve. So deeper on my ways, I've been there every day, to guide and to defend. You need to know I care. My love is always there unto the very end. Unto the very end. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, called you by my grace. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, called you by my grace to serve. Just surrender to all my ways, and I will bless you all your days. The plan I have before you is all you need to walk the road ahead. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, called you by my grace. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, called you by my grace. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, called you by my grace, called you by my grace. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you by my grace, called you by my grace to serve.
Before I came here, I felt kind of lost.
It's home to me.
And so when I came here and everything had its set time and I had my room and where my stuff goes and I had a nice roommate and stuff like that. It made me feel more stable, more secure in my situation.
These women's lives are changing. They're coming to have a relationship with their Savior, and maybe not being able to articulate that, but they know that things have changed in their lives because of this place. And we know that it's God that's doing the work.
We talk about our daily lives and about how God can change us. I have changed everything pretty much in my life.
If I were trying to summarize the ministry of the Lighthouse in one sentence, I think I would find it very difficult. But I think maybe it's that we're giving life. We're not giving just physical life to the baby, but we're offering the life that can come through Jesus Christ to these young women as well. And so that our whole message and deed is to present life. That's why we say that life is given hope for tomorrow. That's what the LIGHT stands for. It's not just the life of the baby, it's the life of the mother, and it goes on for eternity. We discovered very early that there's a mother attached to every one of those babies that we were saving, and that our real work was with those mothers, and it has been for all these years. And I could just go over story after story of young women whose lives were wrecked, who came to the Lighthouse, found Christ, or got their lives straightened around, and then went on to live for the Lord, to have a changed life.